Hi everyone, Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. Zero voice. But we did a fun project today, so a fun textured background and a little bit of sketching of a woman's face, which kind of sort of looks like me. Anyway, I don't do a lot of talking during this video. You can see why. So use your eyes and play with your hands and see on the table. Well, here's our project for today. It's a collage background with a sketch of a woman's face, a girl's face, and collage on her. So I worked with fabric in the background and some texture paste and some acrylics and some ephemera and a sewing pattern and some charcoal and some gesso and some chalk pastels. So I think that's about all I played with today. This was very, 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 very fun. Alright, dark o'clock, froggy voice, gonna play with some fabric. Played with some fabric in the altered book. Now I want to make a mixed media piece with the fabric. I have a piece of scrapbooking paper, and I'm just going to, and I have some chunks of fabric, some squares of fabric. I chose a nice color for the background for the craft paper. So I'm just going to go through and put the fabric pieces on. I sound worse than I feel. Alright, just go through your whole craft paper and put fabric pieces on that. We have used this technique before. I love it. And we know Brandy loves working with fabric. And I was inspired by another artist this weekend. So we're going to see what my rendition of her inspiration looks like this morning, okay? Well, today, because I won't get this all done this morning for sure. Alright, I'm not going to make you listen to my voice any longer. Just go through and put your fabric down. Different size pieces, different colors. I'm going to go for as much texture as I can get. So I'm going to go back over and just add a little bit more fabric. Just patchwork it on there. Now I'm going to grab my texture paste, which is really thick, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I have most of my stencils packed for Australia already, but I do have this fun little polka dot one. So I'm just going to go over this with the texture paste and make some fun polka dots on this piece. So I'm not going to put the texture paste over it completely, just on some of the edges, about 3/4 of it. I'm going to cover with the texture paste. we'll let that dry. All right, it's all dry. I'm taking my sandpaper in, and I'm just going to knock the tops off these and kind of scruff up the fabric a little bit. All right, rub the powder off, and you're sanding nice and scruffy. That's great. And I'm grabbing a napkin. We'll see if this is a 2-ply or a 3-ply. I'm going to say it's a 3-ply. Yep, 3-ply. I'm going to put down a layer of Mod Podge and then lay that napkin down. Some of it's going to be upside down, some of it's going to be sideways. That's okay, because we're just working on the layering here. All right. So the layer of Mod Podge will help the translucency of the napkin. So you do want Mod Podge on your artwork prior to the napkin. Now I'm going to just lay the napkin down. And I welcome the wrinkles. That is just wonderful. That is very fun, thank you. And then I'm going to put a layer of Mod Podge on top of the napkin, which will also help the translucency of the napkin, bringing our background visible again, or more visible than it is right now, certainly. Now while the Mod Podge is wet, I'm going to put some drops of I used a green acrylic paint, and I'm just going to drag it down that napkin. If it happens to rip your napkin, good for you. It looks like it's just moving mine around a little bit. All right, let that dry. Okay, nice and dry. I'm bringing my sandpaper back in and I'm going to scruff it up. And I just took my sandpaper along the edge of the scrapbooking paper, the craft paper. Got rid of the napkin. Dust it off. Beautiful. Now I'm going to take some of the art varnish and some Admiral Blue paint. More varnish than paint, so maybe 3/4 varnish to 1/4 paint. Smush it around. Seeing some nice texture in here. And we'll let that dry. Okay, this is dry. I'm bringing in a coarse sandpaper. Now I'm going to bring in some ephemera, some old pieces of book text, a handwritten note, dictionary paper, and a map. And I'm just going to tear some pieces out to use in our art piece. Just randomly tear it. You don't actually want the white edge, so we've talked about how to tear it so you don't have the white edge. and you tear it toward yourself, and then that eliminates that white edge, and it bevels it so that it lays flat. So selfishly tear it toward yourself. Oh, these are my brittle pages. So fun. All right, let's see what we can do with these, huh? And I'm just going to glue them onto the substrate, the artwork, kind of just randomly. So we're working on an acrylic base here, so we can put our Mod Podge right on our work. If it were a water base, if it were watercolors here, then we would have to be more careful. But this is all acrylic. All right, our layers are coming together really nicely. Okay. If you have wrinkles in your ephemera, it's okay. We welcome the wrinkles at this point. Now I grabbed a hunk of sewing pattern, and I'm just going to Mod Podge that down. Here, that's perfect. I want some of the wrinkles, so I'm just going to pat it down. And I'm going to put Mod Podge over the top of it. I'm just going to go along the edge and remove the sewing pattern wherever it's not connected. Oh, so fun. All right, I'm going to bring in a little bit of gesso with my silicone brush. And we'll let that dry. All right, now I am going to sketch a face on here. All right, let's see what kind of fun we can have with her. Okay, what I'm going to start doing is just ripping some fun pieces out of magazines, and they're going to go on her, creating a collage on her on her clothes. So I'm just randomly going to start gluing it down. So just have fun with different textures and different color schemes. Add to your collage. Very fun. Isn't she fun? So we're going to create something for in her hair, of course. Now I just tore up some more magazine pieces, putting a little something something in her hair. All right, I'm going to visit with her for a moment. She's amazing. I'm grabbing my chalk pastels. And a piece of felt. This felt has been used before, as you can see. So we're going to add a little bit of color to her lips. I'm just going to take the felt, just rub it on that chalk pastel. I'm going to take a little tiny bit of blue. Put it on that felt. Just hit her eye with a little bit of blue. Redefine that. Yep, she's pretty amazing. So this is a charcoal pencil that I'm playing with. I need my Stabilo. Then I'm going to go around the edge with the Stabilo. Spit and smudge. The charcoal will smudge all by itself. So I'm just going to go in there and smudge that. Taking some kind of a rusty brown, giving her hair some color. She's so fun. So there she is. Your turn. Go create, go play, go have fun.